Good morning and welcome to Mind Tripping with Michelle. I'm your host, Michelle Melio, and today is January 6th, 2015. I can't even believe it. I got to start writing 2015 on all of my paperwork now. By the time I get caught up, I don't know about you, but by the time I get caught up with what year I'm in, it's almost the next year. I don't know how long I was writing 2013 last year, but welcome to the show. I'm very, very excited to announce that I have Robin here with me today again. Hello, Robin.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm really excited for the new year. I'm excited that the two of us are back together again. I hope to get you, live interacting, but for now, I'm just grateful to have you here. I know that you're an hour behind me, and you had a lot going on in your life.
Yes.
As well as I. And so between getting everything in order, it looks like 2015 is going to be a great, great year for us, and I look forward to it.
Good, I'm excited.
Me too. I'm also excited to announce that we have a special guest today, Erica Rock, and Erica will be calling in to the studio at about 10:30. And that's also when our phone lines will be open. So if anybody has any questions for Erica, they can give a call, 713-955-0351. That's our call-in number. And that's the number every week, by the way, to call in. And as we head into 2015, this show is kind of getting to know you again, debut show for 2015. Robin and I will be talking with you about what we have in store for 2015, as well as inviting you for any suggestions that you have. I'm pretty excited about our idea of we're going to offer readings, right? Every other week?
Yes.
Yay. And we had decided that we'll probably have, for the first half hour, we'll talk about the most current spiritual topics and what interests us for that period, for that show. And then the second half hour of the show, we'll be answering psychic questions. We won't be doing that today, but we'll have guests call in. And we were just talking about how we would have, if anybody would like to email us a question in advance. Again, it's going to be every other Tuesday. What do you think, Robin? You think we should have them email into the Gmail address, or?
Yeah, that's good. I get those and can get those responded to really quick.
Awesome. And that address is? Is it? I know. Too many emails.
I know, right? The one they can email to is... Do you want them to go to the Mind Trippin' one?
Yeah, that would be kind of cool since it's Mind Trippin' with Michelle show. That'd be good.
MichelleMelioOnline@gmail.com.
Okay, so if you have any questions that you'd like to, any psychic questions that you would like answered on the air starting next week, we will be going through them, and you can send your question into MichelleMelioOnline@gmail.com. I'll also post it on my website, and we'll also post it on the Facebook page. Another thing I was just getting ready to talk to you about, Robin, is a friend of mine, another psychic friend. She was on a radio show not too long ago, and it was a really big, almost a world broadcast. I mean, it was a huge, they broadcast to thousands and thousands of people. And people tweeted their questions. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Do you know how we could do that? I thought that was really neat. So somebody was reading the tweets and saying, I think that maybe you do a hashtag or something. We could do I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
You'd have to set up a Twitter account, and we could do that.
Okay. So maybe we could set up a new Twitter account, the Mind Trippin' Show, and have people tweet in. So these are some ideas that we're just kind of throwing them around right now. So please feel free to email us, contact me on my Facebook page, Michelle Melio Online. is my Facebook page. Or, or call in today if you have any suggestions. We'd love to hear them. We are putting that 2015 together. Every other week, we're going to do readings. How fun is that? Free.
I think everybody's going to love that idea.
I think so, too. Robin was really excited when I said, well, since you're coming back on, first of all, and I think we should have a rule that you have got to, that we've got to get you live on the air as well.
I am live.
I know, your beautiful face.
Yeah, well, maybe next time.
Okay, we'll work on it. And then every other week we're going to have guests on our show, right?
That's exciting. I like that idea.
I love it. I'm so excited. And we were talking about a woman who you're connecting with, and you're real excited about having her on.
I am excited. She has just written a book and had it published, so she's going to come on and talk about her exciting adventure and how the book got up and running and her journey. And I'm officiating her wedding this coming Sunday, so I'm really excited.
That is awesome. How exciting. Now, is she going to have a big wedding?
No, it's very small, intimate, at-home wedding.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I love officiating for weddings. Isn't it fun? You get to have the joyous part, enjoy the joyous part of people's lives, and you get the free food.
I love doing it. It just the love and joy that surrounds that type of atmosphere is always being in that is great.
That's great. And now Florida just announced that the same-sex marriage is allowed now in Florida. We finally won that battle.
I heard that. Yes.
So how exciting is that now? Will you be offering? I know that I saw on the news there were some churches or some officiants that were offering reduced or free services to same-sex couples that were looking to commit.
I will do that if the need arises, yes.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Well, and with everything going on for you, like, that's all you need is like 100 weddings to officiate. Let's add to the list.
Those are easy.
That's the fun part of our job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since you'll be doing the show with me every week, Robin, why don't you go ahead and share how our listeners and viewers can get in touch with you and what you offer? Because you're always in the background. I mean, people have got to know who you are. So you're going to do readings with me. You're psychic. You're a very gifted psychic. You actually do my readings.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. It's true.
Right now I'm in such a transition. I'm hoping that 2015 solidifies some things for me, and in the middle of moving to a new state, so just kind of a whole transition starting. The 2015 is what's going on for me right now.
A lot of movement.
A lot of movement.
I know, and I'm so excited for you. And so if anybody needs to get in touch with you, we'll just have them, just contact through myself, through my website. You will see a lot coming in 2015 for the Mind Tripping Show. So my goals, what I'd like to see for it is its own Facebook page, its own Twitter page. Mm-hmm. And then people can contact you or myself through there, which I think will be great. We'll build a wonderful community of like-minded, spiritual-based people and businesses.
Yep. I agree. I think it's going to be an absolute fabulous thing to get started with.
Yay! I'm excited, and I know you've got your move and you've got a lot going on. So right now, if you want Robin, you have to come to the show every week. I'm bribing people to come to the show. What do you think?
Well, I will be here as often as I can be.
Yay! I really appreciate that. So I also have another woman that's interested in coming on the show, and I hope she gets back to me. She had wrote me a letter on Blog Talk, and she is, it just sounded so intriguing. I really want to pick up a copy of her book and read it. How her book is about, and I'm not going to divulge any, we're not going to divulge any names unless they come on the show. So you have to come on the show in order for us to mention your name.
No shout outs.
What is it?
No shout outs for people that don't come on.
Yeah, no shout outs. That's a good, yep, you have to earn your keep. So, but her story is fantastic. It's really about, it's a little bit of a sad story to begin with, because it's about, the story starts out about her daughter committing suicide.
Mm.
And from that, how she grows spiritually and how she connects and communicates with her daughter after death.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, and she makes some great discoveries, and it sounds like there's some healing on both sides of the relationship, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd love to have her on the show, and if you, the viewer or the listener, knows of someone that you think would be a good fit for the show, we would really like to have 2015 filled. We are filling up fast. We are getting our lineup of guests all ready to go. But I'd really like people to be able to visit our site and see what's going on for the entire year. So, so you can write us, or like I said, you know, connect, call in, and you know, send us your information. Send your information to the michellemelio@gmail.com. Maybe a short bio. If you have a book, we love books.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'd love a copy to read, right? Even if it's a digital copy.
Yep.
So, very, very cool. So we're just coming right around 10:15 now, and like I said, we're just kind of summing it up for 2015 for everybody. I think the big news right now in the spiritual world, and I do count that as a spiritual world, because you know, a lot of people that are same-sex couples, I think that they're, you know, obviously they have no choice if they want to have a spiritual experience in their life to turn to alternate based religion or spiritual based religions. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that, Robin?
I do.
So yeah, so I really think that you know, that speaks in volumes to the spiritual world, you know, being able to have same-sex couple. I have an aunt, actually she's a great aunt, and her girlfriend, I thought that I had two aunts. Because back then, you know, it just wasn't acceptable. So she was just her friend. But, you know, this is a warm, loving, beautiful couple that have been together all of my adult and child life. I mean, it's all I've known. So I think they're coming up on, you know, 60 years together.
That is amazing.
Isn't it? And so, yeah. So, and I'm so excited and happy for the community. I really am.
Yep, I agree.
So what else is going on in your neck of the woods, Robin?
Other than moving and total chaos right here, right now, hopefully getting moved and settled in the new house, I will have more space to spread out, so to speak. Yeah. So hopefully a lot of new changes right now are going on.
Are you excited about the move?
I am. A lot of what I hope for me is clarity and more time for myself, I think, is what's going to happen, which is a long time coming.
That's nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We do. When we're in the industry that we're in, I find that, you know, everyone else comes before us.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know if that's, I mean, it just seems to be the way it is, but I'm not sure how I feel on how healthy it is for us.
I don't think it is, because you've got to separate that, and you have to have your, what I call, me time, You've
Mm-hmm.
got to have time to meditate and get the messages clearly from spirit and where they're supposed to come from, and how can you do that if you're constantly helping others? Which helping others isn't a bad thing, but sometimes you have to step back and say what is it I need.
Yeah. I think that's a really valid and wonderful advice, really.
Mhm.
Because I find I do that a lot, and even knowing, even, having been on this spiritual journey for so long, even knowing that, I still find myself, everybody else, all these little Chinese fire drills that I've got to do for everybody else. And sometimes it's months before I realize that I've lost myself again.
Yes, I was contemplating that last week. I sat and thought, when was the last time I sat and meditated even for 5 minutes? I
Wow.
can't remember how long it's been. So I know I need some downtime for me.
Yeah, nice. Now, will you have your own space? Because I know where you are now. It's a beautiful, lovely place with plenty of space, but it's also shared with others. And
Uh-huh.
so, will you have like your own space in this new place where you can actually kind of go in a room and close the door and say, okay, this is where I'm going to have my me time?
Yes, I am hoping so.
Nice.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah. Well, I also know a lot of people that just go to like a coffee shop with their laptop and themselves and just kind of sit quietly in the corner, and that's their meditation time.
hmm
So meditation doesn't always have to actually be, a lot of people think that meditation has to be, you've got to light the incense and sit in the Om position and
Yeah.
and Om and be silent and that's wonderful, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, we know sometimes, like you said, just the me time
hmm
should create the
Yeah. So
space.
I'm looking forward to having more of that. Because I think the more in tuned I am, the better it is for me to get the clarity and the answers from spirit that I need to give to somebody else.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, it really, and we teach when we coach or when we give spiritual guidance to our clients, we tell them that, right?
Mm.
And
Yes.
and it's
You
so
can't
true.
you can't tell somebody to do something if you're not doing it yourself,
Right, right.
or
Well,
suggest it, not tell.
yes, suggest, tell,
Uh-huh.
guide,
Right, there you go.
and so that's my resolve, I think, for 2015. I like that. Can I steal your resolve and work on,
Sure.
uh, yeah, work on finding space for myself and working on my me time and making myself first so that I can offer myself better to others.
Yes.
Maybe we could do it together throughout the year.
I know, right? You moving with me?
Yeah, I'll move in with you. Okay. Is there? Yeah. So I'll take your space. See, now we're kind of backtracking. I love it. I would do the same thing. I think it would be great though to see how we grow together and maybe with our listeners and our viewers, maybe our listeners and viewers would like to follow along with us through the year, finding space for ourselves. That will be our theme.
hmm You could indulge them in how to set up that space, how to cleanse and clear that space, and how the energy feels different before they set it up versus how it is afterwards, and just kind of go from there.
That's brilliant. So there's our topic for next week.
I,
Brilliant. Do you like it? Is your idea?
yeah.
So next week we'll talk about how to set up, a sacred space or a quiet space or a meditation space or a space for yourself, just a space to clear your thoughts. And we'll talk about the energy in it and feeling it before it's set up and after it's set up. And then, like Robin said, we'll just go from there.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, I love it. Brilliant, brilliant. That is amazing. Let us know what you think. I'm really excited to talk with Erica Rock today. Erica is the exact person to kind of give us some guidance in that direction. I think she's a perfect way to kick off the new year, and because she works with Grace Blessings, and she works with people to help them find their own space and find themselves and find joy and happiness in their life.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
I
good
think
start to the year.
what was that?
That's a great start to the new year.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. So why don't we take a couple of minute station break?
Okay.
And for those of you watching, we're going to sign on to our Blog Talk radio show. So we're going to take a small station break, and we're going to get see if we can get Erica on the line. Go ahead and grab yourself a cup of hot coffee, a cup of tea, get your comfy slippers, make yourself comfortable for the second half of our show. It's going to be amazing. Okay, and welcome back to Mind Tripping with Michelle. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, 2015. I'd like to welcome you back to the show. Robin is in the background right now calling up, getting in touch with Erica Rock so that we can have her telephone interview, and they should be on the line momentarily. So while we're waiting, I didn't want to leave you hanging any longer, so I wanted to kind of come back on and tell you a little bit about Erica, because I'm really excited to have her on the show today. As I said earlier, Erica does the grace blessings, but there's some absolutely more wonderful things about Erica that I would like you to know and be aware of. So Erica is the author of 2 books, The True You and Infinite Blessings, as well as being the creator of the Awakening into Oneness Global Experiment. Erica was born as an empath and a superbly sensitive woman who, from a very young age, knew her calling to be of service to humanity and the earth. She has always felt a force alive within her, leading and guiding her step by step through life in her 20s. She became a Reiki Master teacher, received her Doctor of C.O.R.E Education, Bachelor's degree in social work from the University of New Hampshire, and found her thirst for divine energy unquenchable. How many of us have been there? This led her to receive countless initiations and activations in various healing methods and modalities, all culminating in a final activation in 2009, becoming a channel for grace. Erica has created a spiritual path based on this energy that she calls the path of no work, because the grace does most of the work for us. That's awesome. I definitely need to know more about this. Erica's book, The True You, teaches some very easy methods for staying in the flow of grace and learning how to use your conscious mind choices wisely. The focus moves from healing our issues to living the biggest lives possible while creating heaven on earth. So, as I said, we will be live on Blog Talk, so if you'd like to call in, the call-in number is 713-955-0351, and you can take it from there. I'm just answering Robin. She has Erica on the line now, so I'm just kind of letting her know that I'm very excited about it. Okay, so we are going to be live on Blog Talk in just 1 minute, and we'll be doing the countdown. I just kind of want to get back here, and I want to let you know a little bit more about Erica. I know Erica on a personal level. I met Erica, oh geez, I want to say it was about 10 years ago now that I met Erica at a festival in New Hampshire, and I was having, I was just having challenge after challenge after challenge in my life, and Erica said, I was just drawn to her. She was drawn to me, maybe both. I'm not really sure exactly how that went, but I definitely. Okay, so I think we're live on Blog Talk. Here we go. Oh, I'm not really sure why I have an echo. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Michelle Melio, and this is Mind Tripping with Michelle. And I hope that everybody can hear me okay on Blog Talk. This is the first time that we've actually done it this way. Are you here with me, Robin? Hello. Is it feedback coming from me?
I don't know.
You can hear me okay?
I think I'm hearing you through Photo.
I'm sorry? All right, so I think that we're just going to go on hold for 1 second, and I'm going to I'm going to go ahead and try to rectify this. I don't know if it's my phone or if it's something else. And I'm really excited about talking with Erica today. So if you could just bear with me for one more moment. We're going to go off the air again. And I do apologize for the delay. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to you. Sorry about the, we did it a little bit differently today. Had Robin handle the phones, and poor Robin, huh? What a trooper.
Thank you, Robin.
So welcome, and I'm so glad to have you here. I just read a little bit about you. I know it's been about 10 years since we've been in touch with each other, and your bio has grown like by leaps and bounds. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. I've been a busy girl for sure. Yeah. So there's been a lot of new stuff happening, and we're in a super exciting time in our ascension and our awakening process. So I'm happy to be here and share in whatever way is helpful for people that are listening or that will be listening later.
That's amazing. Now you have a brand new, so I told our listeners and our viewers about your book. Congratulations.
Yes, The True You. Yes, thank you. That's been out for a few years now, and word is spreading, and I've received wonderful feedback from people. That book is more than a book, because there's people receive, I think it's 9 initiations that initiate the awakening process or deepen it for people that have already had an awakening. So you you go on this spiritual journey actually through the book. There's artwork in it that's been infused with what I call grace, which, like I said, it initiates the awakening process. It opens, expands, and shifts consciousness. So as people start to read and receive the energy, they go on a really wild spiritual accelerated ride as things start moving and shaking and happening for them. So it's a fun book. That's for sure.
All I could say to that is, wee! It feels like, wow.
Yeah.
And did you do the artwork?
No, I did not do the artwork, but how I attracted that artwork that's in the book is actually a perfect demonstration of how grace can work in your life. As people start to receive the energy, the first thing people often report is that things that used to bother them and get on their nerves, those little things that just poke at you, that stuff starts to fall away. And what the energy actually does is it radically opens people so that they can start to receive. And receiving is such a beautiful thing because a lot of us carry some sort of unworthiness or things from our lineage that seem to limit us, or, there's this karma or physics that's acting upon us. And so people often wonder why, I'm doing all the right things and I'm doing the affirmations and I try to give and I try to be grateful, but why does stuff keep, these obstacles keep happening, or right when things start to go good, the rug gets pulled out from underneath me, that kind of stuff. That's really common. I'm sure in the line of work you do and speaking with so many people, you hear that a lot. Like, why? It's like 1 foot forward, 1.5 steps back, that kind of stuff. So as people receive the energy, life starts to really flow with an impeccable ease and grace, and things just show up when you need them. It seems like magic, and it's really effortless. So, and that's how I attracted the artwork. I knew that I could infuse this energy into anything for people to transmit it and for people to receive it. And I thought I can help a lot more people with this book, put, some of the knowledge and ways to retrain the mind into the book and then give them the energy. So I just kind of put it out into the universe. I'm like, okay, I need some artwork. I had started receiving some visualizations of the kind of artwork that I would like, but always loved sacred geometry and mandalas and that type of stuff. One night when I went to go to bed, I heard, swear to God, Google fractal art.
Wow.
So I got up, I Googled it, and I didn't even know what a fractal was. I had never heard that word in this live stream. So I Google it, and boom, I find this guy that created this beautiful artwork on his computer, and he says on his website, I created them because it pleases me to do so, and you're free to use them as you want.
Wow.
That's great. I mean, that's how it works. It's like there's a need, you put it out there, and boom, once you let go and, not have any attachment. So I just, with the lightest touch of a dragonfly wing is the phrase I use. Put out there what you want and then let go, get out of the way so that it can come. And that seems to always be the tricky part for people, is in the letting go, because if there's a lot of emotional charge around something, if your health is not good and you're really wanting help, there's a lot of a charge around that. So the letting go piece can be tricky, but that's what the True You book teaches you how to do. How to let go, let the divine do the heavy lifting in your life, and teaching you how to put your life in God's hands, God, source of all that is, whatever that higher power is. And if it's okay with people if I use the word God or the divine, put your life in the divine's hands and so much will be done for you. We don't have to know it all, be it all, do it all, figure it all out. We tend to think we do, and most people are carrying this huge burden on their shoulders, and you can learn to put that down and have a life of ease. Seriously, it's possible.
I think that Robin and I were just talking about that a little bit, weren't we, Robin? About kind of we lose ourselves along the line. And I don't know if we lost Robin or not. Yeah?
I'm here.
There she is. Hey. So Robin and I were just talking about that, and so that was a few years ago. You've grown since this book too, and along with the this global movement, you've created something called the Zone. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. Well, so I've kind of laid this spiritual path out for people, and it starts with that book, The True You, and then I created three online courses, and the first one is free. It's the Awakening into Oneness Global Experiment, and that's it's the longest URL in history, but it's a free online course. It's 9 weeks, so it gets your journey started, and it's a perfect complement to do with the book, The True You. And then, there are 3 more years ahead, because I did 2 more advanced online courses, and the energy gets stronger with each course. And so people it's amazing how much we can do online, and so that frees me up to kind of live my life and not have to do so many sessions. But the zone method was kind of born from the grace, so the grace had really brought me to a place where I didn't have as many negative thoughts. My mind was much more calm.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't seeking outside myself anymore. I was getting, most of my questions answered from within, very strong connection to my own inner divine, which is what I teach other people how to do, get tapped into their own inner divine.
Nice.
And then a series of events happened, and I know we're limited on time, so I'm not going to get into the big story, but the zone method was kind of born from grace. Grace was the first step, and then I started to notice that my mind was getting quieter and quieter, and the pivotal point was I had gone away for a weekend retreat, and during that retreat, my mind went completely silent, and I literally heard like a click go off in my brain. No joke.
Wow, sounds very zen.
It was amazing. It was like someone switched off my brain, and I thought my mind was quiet before, but I entered this stillness that I had just thought it took my breath away. It took my breath away.
Wow.
And what I began to notice is that we're kind of built in such a way, we have these different intuitive gifts. Clairsentience, which is clear feeling, clairvoyance, clear seeing, clairaudience, clear hearing, and then claircognizance, which is clear knowing. Each of those intuitive gifts act as gateways that you can use them to enter this state.
Wow.
So that's what I've developed. And so the zone method teaches you each of these gateways, how to use them, so that literally in seconds, you find that there's a silence. There's an absolute stillness and silence that is in everybody, but it's usually buried underneath a lot of chaos in the mind and overthinking, obsessing, judging, criticizing, and all sorts of stuff that we've been programmed to do. It's not our fault. There's no blame. It's how we've been conditioned to be. But there's this silence underneath all of that, which is at the very core of us, which is the source itself that lives within us. And so I have found a way to tap into that immediately, within seconds. So you can go from thinking about 6 different things at once to total silence and stillness within 3 minutes or less.
Wow.
And this is easy. Yeah, I know it sounds, I just spoke to a media coach. His name's Joel, and he's amazing. And he had been practicing transcendental meditation for a long time, so all of these concepts I was talking to him about were pretty, he was familiar with them. And with TM, they give you a mantra that you kind of focus on, and then you can drop into the same state that I'm teaching people, except for with their path, they use a mantra, and I dare to say with what I'm teaching people, it's even more effortless than that, because there's no mantra, there's no concentration, there's no effort. We just use these gateways. It's like walking through a door, and once you know the gateway, you're there in a second. It's that simple. And the thing is, our natural state. We were all born in it. I mean, if you look at a little baby, you can tell they're in present moment awareness. They are in the now.
Yeah.
1 minute they're giggling, the next minute they're crying. You know, it's obvious that so we're hardwired for this state. So what that means is a neural pathway was already created in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
So we are preset, so to speak, for this state. So I'm really just pointing it out to people, and then once you point it out, it's super obvious. To the point it's laughable. Like, this was underneath my nose the whole time. I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know how to get back. So that's what the zone method can do. It's beyond peace. I mean, peace and calm are nice, especially since so many people are living in a hazard state, like they've got this white knuckle grip on life. So, you know, peace and calm are beautiful, but there are experiences even deeper than that where, I mean, I experience myself as simply pure consciousness. Like, I'll feel that I'm sitting on this chair, that really I'm like a bunch of atoms vibrating. I can feel my cells dancing, and it's complete and total bliss. Yeah.
That's cool. What do you think?
It's so cool to teach people.
What do you think, Robin? Do you think we should take the 9-week free class and see what happens? Sounds like I can use it.
I'd love to try that.
You too, huh?
Yes.
That
would be fun. We're on board.
Hey, I'm doing a free call, and Michelle, I can send you the link with the phone number and the access code. So maybe once this interview is posted, would that be okay to post the phone number and access code underneath this?
Oh, I think that would be wonderful. I know for myself it would be great, and I can list it for anybody listening to the broadcast after or watching it. What do you think, Robin? I think that sounds great.
That would be a great idea.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Erica?
I'm just amazed at the journey. I would like to try a lot of that concept myself.
Yeah. It's amazing.
I didn't hear her, Michelle. Can you repeat what she said? I didn't hear.
Yeah, she said that she's amazed at the concept and she'd just really like to experience it herself. So, and me too. I mean, you amazed me. You blew my mind 10 years ago when we met, but this new stuff, I mean, and we were just talking about this. Robin and I were just talking about how, you know, on the same level, but in a different whole space, was that, you know, in our line of business, a lot of times we put ourselves last. So we don't find that me time, or it's hard for us to find the space again, right? And you've just totally presented us with a solution.
Yeah, well, and you know, with all the clients and people I work with, one of the number one complaints I get is that a lot of mind chatter, and a lot of it's negative. It's not optimal, and so when you can access that silence and stillness within you, all of that goes away. And we found that once we're able to enter that state, we can affect physical healing much faster because, you know, our bodies want to heal. Mm-hmm. And when we're kind of living in a hazard or stress state most of the time, the body has a really challenging time healing itself and bringing itself back to homeostasis. So once you enter this state, you feel your body immediately going to work to heal. Mm-hmm. You'll feel, because a lot of people have like cold hands and feet, that's due to like the circulation in the heart is not working optimally. One of the first things people feel is their circulation immediately starts to improve. Their hands warm up, their feet warm up. That's because the blood's moving, things are finally moving, and all the organs are getting nourished too. People feel their digestion working, their muscles start to twitch and let go. You know, when you go to bed at night and your body starts to relax and your muscles may twitch, people mm-hmm. often experience that. There's this like incredible, it's like the whole body goes, like
wow.
Aside. The shoulders come from up around the ears, they tend to drop. It's like a big load gets taken off. So we can start to reduce pain in the body when people have pain in different parts of their body. So because this work is new, I was so excited at first just to realize, well, I can shut my mind off, which to me, first of all, that I just sat in the glory of that for about 6 months.
Oh, how many? Yeah.
Well, yeah, right. I started to go, okay, well, now that the mind is out of the way, that's when the real magic can happen. Where can we go from here? So I found that we can help reduce pain in the body. Wow. This is the most powerful place to manifest from, because you're not attached. You're in the witness. Time stands still. For people that have read Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, when you experience this, everything he wrote about in that book is going to click and make sense, because you're actually going to have an experience of what he was talking about in that book.
Wow. I can't wait.
Yeah, so thank you, Eckhart Tolle. I'm like, I don't need to write a book about this, because he already did.
And you're just showing people how to get there. What else can people experience, or how else can people benefit from using the zone method daily? You know, I know you said healing. That's amazing to be able to pain relief.
So, yes. So for physical healing, and you know, the zone method brings you beyond the thinking mind, and so it's wonderful for emotional healing as well. And I'm using the terms emotional healing only because that's what people can relate to. Our emotions don't really need healing. They simply need to be experienced and felt.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been taught and conditioned to label our emotions. You know, angry, sad, frustrated, irritated, blah, blah, blah. On it goes.
Mm-hmm.
The zone method takes you beyond the label, which is a judgment of the mind, really, and brings you into the pure present experience of the sensation you are having in the moment. So we're going deeper than the label into the body to the pure sensation and experience. And when you can allow yourself to go there, it moves in seconds. Seriously.
Wow.
So if you know, say you said something that offended me and I had some anger flare up, I know now, okay, so I'm calling this anger, but what am I really feeling in my body? Well, my stomach got tight, I've got a lump in my throat. So I just presence through that while I'm sitting in the zone state, and it shifts and moves in minutes.
Wow.
Mostly because there's no story attached to it.
Yeah.
You know, the story keeps us in the loop of the cycle of suffering, because we keep kind of beating ourselves up with it and keep going over and over and obsessing. And so once the story's gone and you've removed the label, you're able to just presence into what you're literally feeling right now, and it just moves. It's that simple. There's nothing you need to do about it except for meet it. And you feel a lot safer doing that when you're in the zone state, because the mind, the commentary is on. Am I making sense?
You're making total sense to me. Is that making sense to you, Robin? I mean, I'm thinking like a baby. You know, if a baby's hungry, the baby cries, and that's it. It's really as soon as it's been satisfied. How about you, Robin? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, and I get that as you get older, everything shifts and changes in the brain, so it's not an instant gratification. You have to work at it.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
And with this, there's no work or effort. You learn to just go into the pure physical sensation you're experiencing without any judgment, and just let it move. I mean, it's that simple, and that's the way we were designed to be. And I love that you use the baby, because that's a perfect example. You know, they go from one thing to another, and that was our design. And like Robin said, we've kind of gotten far away from that.
Yeah.
And so that's the other thing that the zone method teaches you, is to get back to the natural state, your natural blueprint, your natural design.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And
amazing.
As far as I'm concerned, who couldn't use that, especially in this time. It's like imperative. I think that during this time of the ascension and our bodies moving from carbon-based to crystalline-based, and people are having much more of an experience of being more in the present moment. This can really help take us to a whole new level of being true human beings and letting go of a lot of the judgment that we put on ourselves and other people, because when you're in the zone state, those labels fall away.
Wow. And
you kind of enter this state of equanimity. I can never say that word, but that's the word I'm trying to say.
It's a really good state.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So we just have a few minutes left, Erica.
Oh, sure.
We just have a few minutes left, so I want to make sure that anybody viewing or listening can know where to go to learn more about the zone method and if somebody wants to connect with you, how would they do that?
Very simple. Just go to ericarock.com, and that's Erica with a C. So ERICAROCK.com.
Awesome. And all the information about your book and the zone method. Now, is the zone method something that's in a book, or do they have to work with you one-on-one? I mean, how is that presented?
Well, I offer free calls pretty regularly on Monday nights, and they're always recorded, so if people can't make the live call, like I have one coming up on January 12th, 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that will be recorded, so if people can't make the live call, they can always get the recording just by emailing me. And when you go to my website, there's a tab for the zone, for the zone method.
Okay.
So that you can look on there. I have a CD that I recorded. So because I wanted to make sure everybody could access this state, no matter what their financial situation was. So I do the free call. I also have a recording that people can listen to that will bring you into the state.
Wow.
So that you can get a physical CD or the download as well. And then we have the trainings where we teach people how to do this.
Great.
They can bring themselves in whenever they want. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. So Erica Rock, ERICAROCK, and Robin has just let me know that there is somebody on the call that would like to talk. We just have a minute left, but I don't know if you want to give it a go and see if we can answer a question in a minute or less.
Sure, that would be fine.
All right. Well, so let's if you could go ahead. Let's see.
They hung up.
Oh well, damn it! They hung up. It was a tease.
Oh, maybe they got cold feet.
Yeah, they're like, oh wait, I'm gonna be live. No. We do have a lot of, with the blog talk, you can call in and just listen, or you can press the 1 and we can see you that you're there, and we know you're there. And if we can see you, we're gonna put you on the air.
We're gonna put you on the spot.
Yep, exactly. So I think that this is just about as enough. Yeah, I think that this is we're out of time, but I want to say, Erica, thank you so much for coming on the call today. So intriguing. We would absolutely love to have you back on again, but for sure we're going to forward people over to your website and get some growth going on here, get some movement.
Thank you, Michelle, and I'd love to be back anytime. Just let me know. It's my honor and privilege to be with you today, so thank you for having me.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. What a sweetheart. So that was Erica Rock, and we will share on the website Erica's information. And once again, I want to thank you for joining me and Robin. Thank you, Robin.
You're welcome.
And we will be live next Tuesday at 10 a.m. as well, where Robin and I will be taking psychic questions from 10:30 to 11 a.m. So be sure to either call in next week, or you can email, and hopefully by next week we'll have a little Twitter page set up and a Facebook page so we can get questions in advance.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you once again. I've been your host, Michelle Melio and Robin. And until next week, namaste and be well.